Good evening, YouTube, Facebook, and other social media. This is the news for December 6th, 2016. Our lead story today, President-elect Donald Trump says he wishes to cancel Boeing contract to construct a new Air Force One. The President-elect tweeted today at 7:54 a.m. 7:52, my bad. Boeing is building a new 747 Air Force One for future presidents, but costs are out of control. $4 billion. Cancel order. A direct quote tweeted from Trump. Shortly after the tweet, Trump told reporters in the lobby of Trump Tower he wants the company to, quote, to make money, a lot of money, but not that much money. Boeing was selected back in January of 2015 to manufacture the new proposed Air Force One planes. In response, Boeing has put out a statement citing that it is currently only under a $170 million contract. Long story short, that is purely for research and development. Link for the Boeing statement down below. The $4 billion estimate Donald Trump has cited comes from the Center of Strategic and International Studies. This isn't the only number I've seen. Let's see, the U.S. Government Accountability Office estimated in March that the project would be $3.2 billion. This includes $2 billion for research and development between the years of 2010 and 2020. Richard Abalifa, Vice President of Analysts at the Teal Group Corporation, an aerospace and defense market intelligence company, stated that Trump's tweet was completely nonsensical and based on exactly nothing. When asked about the possibility of Trump utilizing his own personal 747 in place of Air Force One, Abalifa stated, "That is up there with talking to aliens on a toaster." An Air Force One official has commented on the situation, citing that the current Air Force Ones in service will be turning 30 years old next year, stating that the current Air Force Ones in operation are dealing with issues with parts obsolescence, something like that. You know the word I'm trying to say. Obsolescence, that's it. And increasing costs for maintenance. So the new proposed planes they're trying to buy new ones so the old one doesn't eventually become a money hole, essentially is what the Air Force is stating. The tweet by Trump and this announcement has drove Boeing stocks down by 0.8%, or down to $150.93. This occurred at 9:45 a.m. Now, my personal thoughts on this. I almost kind of agree. Well, I did. When I first saw the story, it seemed, I kind of almost agree with the idea of we're in a deficit. Let's maybe calm down on spending that much on a new plane. And then, over the course of my research today, it seems, yes, kind of need a new plane. But in the interviews I've read, it looks like everyone's just kind of waiting on Trump to actually walk into Air Force One and go, "Hey, look around. This is not cheap. This is supposed to be a flying White House, so it's not going to be cheap." That $4 billion's actually at $4 billion, though a higher estimate than the proposed estimate back in March, seems to be warranted, almost. As Air Force One has a lot of missile defense systems, communication systems. Essentially, it's a flying fortress. The most advanced... Well, from what I'm reading and what I've read, it might not be the most advanced plane on the market anymore, but still one of the most insane planes currently in existence in terms of just pure survivability. You can't take this thing down. In order, first you have to find it. Well, that's all I have to say about that story. In much sadder news today, a fire broke out at a 2-story warehouse in Oakland, California today. Oh, not today. December 2nd. Claiming the lives of 36 people, age ranging between 17 and 35. Estimates on the death toll are expected to rise. The warehouse was an artist collective and studio known as the Ghost Ship. Manager of the Ghost Ship was recently interviewed by the Today Show, stating that he is so very sorry for what had occurred. The cause of the fire has yet to be discovered and no charges have yet been filed. Now, in looking into things, dude, really, the manager here, Derek Almina, he really does seem shaken up, it appears, and with all the other interviews I read from survivors and those affiliated with the collective, it appears that the place was a pretty cool, chill joint, you know. People just, if you want to, you can just crash there, have a good time, where they, people just seem, Mr. Derek Almina stated that he himself and his children often stayed at the warehouse, saying, well, never really thought it would be dangerous, but I guess it was. But as I've previously stated, the cause of the fire is yet to be identified, though it is believed that the fire took place, broke out Friday night during a party being held at the location. So it really could have been many things. Like, I've been hammered once or twice, and I may or may not have thrown a cigarette into a trash can, immediately making me have to go get a cup of water and douse it before things happen. But I mean, it could be anything from simple benign to, but it's probably just an accidental thing that unfortunately got out of control, combined with that's an artist collective, so I bet there were paintings along everywhere and just flammable stuff hanging around. So unfortunately, it's a very, very sad thing when, as of now, 36 people confirmed dead. It is a really, truly sad story, and my heart goes out to those affected. In tech news today, we have Facebook, Google, Twitter, and Microsoft, and by their powers combined, they are building an anti-terrorism database. The tech companies have announced on Monday that they'll be working together to build a new database that will identify extremist content via a digital hash. Which, with my research looking into exactly what that is, think of it's kind of like a digital watermark. The idea is that sharing this digital hash will make it easier to identify and remove terror content regardless of which of the 4 platforms this content is published. The companies say that in the future they hope that this database can be expanded to include other platforms, and that this platform that they are building, and this database will be a powerful tool in the fight on online terror. And this is just great, especially considering how these companies are generally rivals, but now it seems they are coming together for a good cause. This is being prompted after, I believe, they had signed a promise with the European Union saying that they would do something similar. Link in the description below, because I really didn't take too many notes from that. Really should have, but I was running out of paper. But links down below to that story as it was reported by MVC News. They got a bunch of graphics that's better than I can do here. In metal and rock news, we have Five Finger Death Punch lead singer Ivan Moody leaving their current tour as he recovers from an illness. Current replacement and substitute who will finish out the tour for the band is lead vocalist for All That Remains, Phil Labonte. Terrible at these last names, but Phil from All That Remains. Personally, one of my favorite. I love All That Remains, freaking rock. But also, as Lions lead singer Austin Dixon, son of Iron Maiden vocalist Bruce Dixon, is also seen alongside the band in a recent concert down in Huntington, West Virginia, December 3rd. Video linked below as he sings "Wrong Side of Heaven" and "Remember Everything" by Five Finger Death Punch alongside lead guitarist Justin Cook playing acoustic. Now, I listened to it and it was different. I'll say that, because when I listen to Five Finger Death Punch, I expect that growl, especially in Wrong Side of Heaven. I expect, but on acoustic, especially Austin Dixon having a bit of a lighter, softer, a little lighter voice, I'd say that. I rather enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. I'll say it wasn't bad, but it was different. I'll say that. It was pretty good, but different. Yeah, so, also, tour dates down below for Five Finger Death Punch, which, again, lead singer Ivan Moody is out for the rest of the tour. He is being replaced again by Phil Labonte. I'm trying to pronounce that name. I'm bad at words. Excuse me. But, yeah, I'm actually looking forward to how would that actually sound, because I love All That Remains, and I love Five Finger Death Punch. To have those two, to have those sounds come together, yeah, I'm interested in that. And if you are too, again, links down below for tour dates. In video game news, especially those in the FGC or fighting game community, excuse me, the announcement of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite at PlayStation Expo, and the finale of the Capcom Cup is, yay! People have been wondering when Marvel was for a while. Well, it always was with Marvel Infinite. Right now, changes from Marvel 3, the last game in the season series. It appears, looking at it, it'll still maintain that fast-paced fighting that the franchise is known for, but we'll be moving away from the 2D sprites and into 3D models, but still maintaining the 2D gameplay, fast-paced fighting gameplay that many of us have come to enjoy. We're also looking at 2v2 fights, so it's going to have the tag mechanic. which is pretty good. It appears that Infinity Stones will be used as modifiers in combat, which link down below I have for the extensive trailer breakdown by IGN and the trailer itself without all that their long breakdown. But it appears the Infinity Stones seem to be pretty neat modifiers that may be able to boost up your own strengths and or maybe cover some of your weaknesses. Like for example, during the trailer they show, seems like Ryu pops the Power Stone, and for those of you who play Street Fighter, or those of you who kind of are passively familiar with the Street Fighter franchise, Ryu's not really a fast character. He's the Wandering Samurai, so he's going to hit hard, fast, great for counters, and even though he has a fairly small range of actual moves, his whole deal is hit hard, hit smart. And which is, I personally have Ryu player. Well, more of Akuma, which was also announced for Street Fighter V, but that's a story for another day. Current list of confirmed characters. Now, I do believe there is a leaked list of characters, but these are fight games, man. Don't believe anything until you see it with your own eyes for realsies, because they will lie to your face. In fact, in a recent interview, I believe, head of Marvel's gaming division stated that no, we're not working on Marvel vs. Capcom 4. There's no development going down on a Marvel vs. Capcom 4. He technically wasn't lying, because this is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and not MVC 4. But here's the list of confirmed characters. We have Captain America, a staple of the series. Ryu. There. We also have Morgan, another staple in the series. She's got to be an MVC. It's mandatory. Keep Darkstalkers alive. We also have a newcomer, Mega Man X. If you're thinking, well, Mega Man has been in the games before. Zero has, but never Mega Man X. And before you start thinking, they are two separate things. Iron Man and Captain Marvel are also confirmed. And I believe that is all the news for today. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel down below for news on the daily. Reviews and, other fun stuff. And I guess I will see you folks tomorrow. Thank you for joining me.